Hello everyone, it's Lawrence here from Unicorn Reviews, and we're going to be looking at a few products today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the Playseat Revolution. So it's a play seat, but instead of the bars coming from here, they come from the center of the seat. So you have a single pull in between your legs. Yeah, and you know, you can adjust and put pedals on there. First of all, what I'm going to do, because this is just to show you how big the box is, it's pretty small. Pretty much what you get with it is a booklet with installation guides in it. And then you get a bunch of zip ties, Velcro, Allen keys and screws. For this review we also use the seat glider. So let's take a look at the product. Alright guys, the Playseat Revolution in real life. Quite hard to get lights on here. Yeah, so as you can see, it uses the single pull design, which goes in between your legs. It's pretty sturdy. I don't know if you can see it wobbling around, but it's pretty sturdy. So you can, when you install it, and probably a word about installation first. Installation is quite tricky. But it's doable. So what you have is there's a latch here somewhere, I think, if I remember correctly. There should, yeah. So at the bottom there's a latch, and you can undo that, but it takes quite a lot of force, sadly. And then the steering wheel moves along the length of the center pull, and you know, obviously this little table stays parallel the entire time. You know, that's just a basic configuration on the steering wheel. What I was mostly interested in is the pedal installation, because as you can see, it also uses one of these massive latches. Takes a lot of force to undo them, and then you have the pedal plate. Now this pedal plate is adjustable. Because let's quickly move back to the box. As you can see, you have a lot of indentations and the screw, and then you just hold everything in place, and you can slide the entire array back and forward with the latch I already showed. And then you have the pedal plate. So with a design like that, that uses an awful lot of overhang, I was quite interested in seeing how sturdy it would be. And so the answer to that is not very. This is full braking force. At the moment you can set them on these pedals. As you can see, most of the movement actually comes from the pedal plate itself, not the pedals. But yeah, you can set them at various angles. You can bring them closer or further to you. There's no height adjustment, sadly. I really like height adjustments, which is why I make my own rig to mount everything to, because there's not a single one out there that does height adjustments. And you know, comment on the video if you think I'm wrong at that. The most important part about the seat, though, is the actual seat. So super fancy pan around here. Let's zoom out a bit. Zoom out quite a bit further. Sorry about all the noise, guys. So Playseat has gone with this race-ish look. It doesn't really need these holes in there, but you know, it's kind of like to show that it comes out of a race car and that it has holes for seat belts in it. When you install the seat, it's folded double, and you have to put the entire thing over it yourself. I don't quite remember how you fold it double, or if it was another seat that you could actually fold, I don't know anymore. But yeah, the padding is about an inch or 2.5 centimeters to 3 centimeters thick. It's held in with Velcros, but pretty good Velcros. On the bottom, oh my god, the lighting is terrible, isn't it? Maybe if I bring you guys in really close, my camera will, because I can't adjust on the fly. But anyway, yeah, that's slightly better. Padding in this area is this still an image? Yeah, it's really thick, so that's probably about 10 centimeters of padding at the front and slightly less here in the rear. And then the seat just folds down. So what I'm gonna do now is we're gonna do a bit of gameplay just to see how the entire structure holds up, how much movement there is, if it makes any noise, because that's obviously the most important thing. Is it comfortable and does it work very well? So guys, we're now in the seat. As I said, this is adjustable up and down in a diagonal manner. You can't bring it forward or backward, so when you push it, there's some movement to it. Obviously it only uses a single structural support, so if they had like another one ranging to the front, would be an awful lot better. Sideways motion, there really isn't a lot of sideways motion. It's also not like if you move around that it's going to fall over like you have with some other seats. That's pretty cool. There is really good back support, not as good as with my actual car seat that I use, but it's pretty cool. These thingies here, they're not too big, so it's not like they're poking in your shoulder, but I would maybe like to see them a bit wider or just not there at all. Would be really cool. So with the wheel moving front to back, not really a problem because force feedback is mostly left to right, and left to right it's pretty stable. But you just look at the bottom of the image. The pedals are terrible. It really is terrible. I mean, sure, you have all that adjustment in there, but it just, it moves around so much. This pedal, it goes to here without force, and then when you press it, it starts recording force. But looking at it myself right now, I can actually see the bottom structure here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but the bottom around about there, so that piece where I'm pointing to with my foot, that actually comes up. So there's massive movement in there. It's really distracting while you're driving to have your pedal set move around. But whatever. Oh, and I'm holding my wheel upside down, okay. So, yeah. It is pretty stable, and for 300 euros you can't really expect an awful lot. Instead, if you do it yourself, but then you don't have all the adjustability most of the time. So, award-wise, I'm going to give it bronze, because it's pretty good, but there's just too much front to back movement with both the pedals and the wheel. These little things do poke in your shoulders a tiny bit. It's not too terrible. The worst thing is, to me, not being able to adjust the wheel, like bring it closer or bring it further away from you. You can do that, but then it also goes up in the air or down an awful lot. That said, though, the default range is, it's pretty cool. Default size, I would maybe like it more about here, but this is pretty cool. Normally the rule is your wrist has to lean on the top, and when I do that I'm 10 centimeters away from it. But the height of the wheel is good. It's just that, I would like to adjust these a bit more. And then there's the pedal flex. So bronze award for Playseat's what was it called, Revolution. It's not really revolutionary though, which means it gets bronze. Anyway, if you like the video, press the like button. If you dislike the video, press the dislike button. Please leave a comment on what you think of cheaper rigs like this, and don't forget to subscribe to Unicorn Reviews.